What's up guys, Andre here, and as you may already know, we got the NES Classic in today, which you can see right there, but that's not what's on the TV right now. Instead, that's Super Smash Bros. Wii U, and that's for a good reason, or at least we'd like to think it is. And that's because we were curious if the NES Classic Controller, which has a Classic Controller adapter on it, works in some Wii U games like Super Smash Bros. Among a few others, and if it does, how well does it work? So that's what we're going to test out right now. So let's go ahead and connect in our NES Classic Controller into our Wii Remote, and let's see how it works. So we're going to switch to direct feed right here, but rest assured we are using the NES Classic Controller for this. Okay, so here we are on the main menu of Super Smash Bros., and as you can tell, because we're using the NES Classic Controller, it works so far, at least in the menus. So let's go ahead and try to get into a game here real quick, and let's see what happens. So far it's all working good. You can select stuff on the menu, no problem. I can move the cursor around. We'll go and bring out Mario, we'll put in a CPU here, sure, whatever. And let's go Final Destination, right? Because we gotta do the, I mean, how else can you test stuff but on the Ultimate Battleground? Alright, and oh crap, this is not good, because here's the main problem here. While the controller technically works, I can attack and do special attacks, I can't move around. Instead, the D-pad is treated like the taunt buttons from, you know, if you're using a normal classic controller. And there is no way to change that. I tried looking at the menus. Unfortunately, when using the classic controller, the D-pad is always treated as a taunt button. So that's a bummer. So I can taunt the little crap out of Lomac as I want, and unless that somehow intimidates him, I don't think I'm gonna win this match. So yeah, but you know, I can maybe, you know, keep attacking, mix in a few taunts in there, and we'll see how that goes. Alright, actually we won't, because I'm gonna quit because this is really lame. So unfortunately, the NES Classic Controller really doesn't work in Smash Bros. But let's try something else. Okay, here we are at Super Mario Bros. 3, but this isn't the NES Classic version. Instead, this is the Wii U Virtual Console version, and I wanted to see if the NES Classic Controller worked here. And let's go and press start. Sure enough, it does, which isn't really a great surprise considering classic controllers, you know, already work with Virtual Console games, and again, that is what this controller is. So there you go, it works just fine on the Wii U Virtual Console. So presumably any NES game on the Wii U Virtual Console you'll be able to play just fine with the NES Classic Controller. So that's kind of cool. Let's go ahead and try something else though. Come on, you know we had to check in Super Mario World next. Now Super Mario World is of course a Super Nintendo game, which means it used more buttons than a NES Classic Controller has. You know, it had the shoulder buttons plus 2 more face buttons. But so far, it seems like it's working just fine on the world map at least. But let's see what happens when we hop into a level being Donut Plains 1 here. Alright, so we can move, we can jump, and we can spin jump. But that's it. We can't run, and we can't control the cameras because of no shoulder buttons. However, that's only on the default controls, because if we bring up the controller settings screen, we can modify these a bit to try and make it a bit more playable. So let's go ahead and change A to... Oops. So we're going to change A to, I think, B. And then we want B to be run, which would be Y. This is all very confusing, but... And then let's go ahead and see if we can change the select button, which would be minus on this controller. Remember, even though it's showing the classic controller here, I'm actually playing with the NES Classic Controller. Let's go and change that to, I think, what would be A for the spin jump. So let's see if this works. I mean, it should, but you never know. Okay, so we can run, we got jump, and let's see if we can do a spin jump with minus. Yes, we can. All right. Yes, we can. The only catch is, you know, pressing minus for the spin jump is not great, but hey, it works. So basically, this game's entirely playable with the NES Classic Controller, which is awesome. You do lose the camera control, but you never really needed that anyway. So yeah, there you go. Let's go try something else now.
It's me, Mario!
Of course, way to try Super Mario 64. I mean, what else comes after Super Mario World but Super Mario 64? Okay, we're off to a good start. Start works. I mean, literally off to a good start. Let's go and choose the first save file there. And in fact, we had to, because here's the problem. You can't move at all in this game. You can't move the cursor, you can't move Mario. And that's because Mario 64 doesn't recognize, or the Virtual Console as well, doesn't recognize the D-pad as an input replacement for the control stick. So I'm a sitting duck. I can jump, I can punch, and I guess I can kind of get around by punching straight ahead at least. That's it. I can press pause too. Unfortunately, nothing else you can do. There's no way to remap the controls. I checked. So unfortunately, Mario 64 is a non-starter, despite the start button working. What better game is there to end on than Super Mario Maker, which of course is based partially on the original Super Mario Bros., which of course comes on the NES Classic. So far it seems to be working just fine on the menus here. We'll go ahead and go to play, and we'll do 10 Mario Challenge. We'll just hop right in there. Start. And come on, Mario, let's go. We gotta go rescue the princess. And it's kind of working. Unfortunately, while I can run, or while I can jump, I can't run. And I don't think there's any way to map the controls here. In fact, both buttons act as jump buttons. See, what does minus do? Anything? Nope. And yeah, I don't think there's any way to remap this. So, unfortunately, Mario Maker does not work. So there you guys go. That's a quick overview of how well the Classic Controller works with various games. Basically, if the game supports the Wii Classic Controller, it will work to varying degrees with the NES Classic Controller. It just depends on whether it supports a D-pad for movement, and whether you can map enough buttons to the A and B buttons in order for it to be playable. So clearly, with any NES Virtual Console game, that will totally work. And for non-Virtual Console games like Mario Maker here, you can see it's going to work to varying degrees depending on, again, how movement is handled and which buttons are required. So yeah. You can play around with it when it comes out for yourself, and, see if you actually prefer playing games this way. Alright guys, thanks so much for watching. Of course, keep an eye on Game Explain for more on the NES Classic and other things gaming as well. Catch you later, bye.